How's it going, everybody? It's Pilot Flame, and we are back with a second deadline stream, but our first very early morning one. For me, it's quite early. For the UK, it's probably just after breakfast time, and for other parts of the world, it could be the evening. But so, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. We're here for the Gameweek 2 FPL deadline stream. Title of the stream: Hauland set for Hull versus Bournemouth. Will Erling Haaland deliver again? He got 2 goals in game week 2. If you've been watching the videos and the streams, you would have known that I had brought in Haaland for Harry Kane. I did it before the price changes as well, and he's currently set to be the captain. So hopefully he does get the hole, because it'd be very disappointing if I brought him and he blanked and Salah went and scored a bunch. So yeah, because those are the 2 captaincy options this week, but we will take a look at the captaincy options. We only have 1 week worth of data, so we will take a look at that. And we'll see what teams started off the worst. Obviously, there are going to be teams that are going to be a bit more kind of varied, because it's only 1 week sample size. Usually we like to get 4 weeks under our belt and then go from there. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So, there's the team up on the screen. I got the chat off to the side for anyone that wants to entertain any questions or anything like that as well. Any last minute transfer plans. I've seen, people have been messaging me over on YouTube, over on Twitter, which is great to see as well. I also have, I'm going to see if I can get a window up on the side here. I can't remember. I think it's Aston Villa, which is the first game. So probably not anything crazy team news wise, but we always like to keep Twitter open for anything potentially crazy. If there's anything, anything wonky. Pep's been saying that he wants to keep Bernardo Silva. That's about right. Let's see. All right, we got that all set up now. We have that all set up. So, excuse me. So, we have our team up on the screen here. Like I said, we did the change from Kane to Hauland. We did it on the Sunday because, when Haaland scores and you see that many transfers going in, you kind of expect his price to change. Unfortunately, for the players that maybe are less active in the game, let's say, probably be wondering when they come back in, like, oh, I can't get Haaland now because he went up by 0.1 and Kane's gone down. Price changes are something that haven't been transparent. They're a bit weird, but something that need to be monitored as well. If you type in price changes FPL, you'll probably find the sites that we all potentially look at to give ourselves an estimation as to who's going to go up, who's going to go down. But I kind of just figured. I was like, well, Haaland came off the pitch. He looked fine. He scored twice. Wasn't injured, anything like that. Let's just bring him in. It just didn't make sense. There was no midweek game to worry about or anything like that. If he got injured in training, I mean, it is what it is. But he should be fine. So, yeah, we have Ramsdale in goal. We got Trent, Robertson, James, Ivan Perisic, who not really too sure what to think about. I hope he plays. I hope he does play. If he doesn't play, then he's probably going to go down in price, which is going to suck. But he might be called upon in his experience for this game, because they are playing tough opposition. Chelsea are tough opposition. And maybe he comes in and does well. And if he does well, then maybe he just continues to start. Because again, I mentioned on a previous stream, but Antonio Conte seems to just talk about Perisic and how Sessegnon needs to learn from him and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully, Perisic plays and does well. I've seen his percentage ownership has gone down quite a bit. I would assume he's close to a price drop. I'm gonna check one of the price change websites. Let me see how close he is. Yeah, Hauland might go up again tonight after the game, especially if he scores. He's definitely gonna go up. Let's see who's close to the drop. Yeah, like Perisic is close to the drop tonight, but that could change. That could easily change if he plays and does well, because then everyone will be bringing him. If he plays versus Chelsea, gets like goal assist or something crazy, then yeah, that'll be switched right back around. Yeah, that'll be switched right back around. Hey Zodiac, how's it going? What time is it for me? 6:06 a.m. 6:06 a.m. I have to get up this like around this time tomorrow as well. So early weekend this weekend, which is fine. For both a good cause, as it were. FPL deadline stream today, and then a little bit of a outdoor excursion tomorrow. 6 in the morning. Correct. Yeah. It's not the end of the world. I'd be usually naturally waking up around this time now anyway. Yeah, 5 hours behind you. Yeah. Yeah, so like the UK it's like 10:07. So like Norway and whatnot would be 11. So yeah, you're coming up on almost lunchtime. That's the advantage of the UK, is that they do have they can get up, take their time, nice easy deadline. If you're in the US, it obviously sucks. Like if you're if you're on the West Coast, it's pretty bad. It'll be 2:08 right now, and you have to be setting your team for 3 a.m., which is rough. So, a bit unfortunate for them, but it is what it is. Hey, Iwas, would be so fun if Haaland blank and Kane hold. That'd be FPL in a nutshell. That would literally be FPL in a nutshell. Like City win the game 5-0. Haaland doesn't get a goal or an assist. Spurs nick a 1-0 win versus Chelsea. Kane scores it on like a terrible penalty or something like that. And he gets max bonus points. That would be FPL, like prime FPL there. Do you think Mahrez will start this game week? I think he can be huge differential. I think Grealish is so horrible. I don't get why he starts. Well, we can actually check that. So I got a list of players here, but I'm going to put in Grealish and Mahrez as well. Where is Man City? I need to make the table slightly smaller though. Yeah, you can't really see that. Maybe I have to use the old members area, I think. Let me use the old members area. How do I go? Old members area. There we go. Yeah, the tables just show up slightly better. This is the Fantasy Football Scout members area for those that are wondering. Would you do Haaland to Kane next week if nothing unexpected happens? I'd probably consider it. I'd entertain the idea, because we don't realistically have a captaincy option next week. Like if we look at the fixtures for next week, The best fixture on paper is probably, I mean, it's probably, you know, one of these two fixtures. Maybe Arsenal versus Bournemouth. But if I see like Man City shred Bournemouth, then maybe Arsenal's the way to captain. Maybe it's just Mo Salah because he scored hat-trick and an assist last time at Old Trafford. But yeah, in theory, the best for the premiums is Spurs and Wolves. Arsenal do go away to Bournemouth, so again, you don't necessarily call them premiums. Again, Chelsea doesn't really have a premium per se. Newcastle away is going to be tough for anyone, and then Liverpool and United play each other. So yeah, I agree with you. I think Salah. If United look bad again versus Brentford, I mean, why wouldn't you captain him versus United? Okay, the stats tables are loaded. Okay, who to captain and the whipping ways. Let me get the penalty box threat table too. I forgot I had that actually. So here we go. Got to change the ranges. I'll probably captain Hauland next week. Yeah, I mean Hauland could probably score against anyone, to be honest. He's just that type of guy. So yeah, but Salah's like that too, right? Let me change this. Just organizing some of the tables here. All right, let's see. So let's get Gabriel Jesus in there. Let's throw Saka in there. Martinelli can go in there. Sterling, Reece James, Chilwell. Chuck Bamford in there because why not? Vardy, Madison, Justin and Castagne I like to put in there. Nunez, Salah, Diaz, Robertson, Trent, Grealish, Foden, De Bruyne, Vial, Hauland. Let's put Callum Wilson in there because why not? Son, Kane, Kulu. Perisic in there because why not? And Neto probably. So we have quite a few players in there. So we should be able to see most of that table. Maybe I need to cut a few players down. Who do I not necessarily leave? We could take off Foden. We could take off Wilson. Let's take out James, Justin, and Castagne. That should make the table a bit more manageable. There we go. And let's organize it by... This is our penalty box thread, so we're going to organize them by penalty area touches. Captaincy against, we're going to organize it by XG conceded. Newcastle is a tough fixture. You're right, I was. They are very tough. Especially when they're at home. When they're at home, it could be quite difficult. At least from what we're seeing. Realistic captaincy options, I'm just going to put the basic ones in here. Reece James, Sterling. Vardy. Salah. Trent. Nunez. Diaz. Hauland. De Bruyne. Son, Kane. There we go. The tables are a bit cut off here, which is a bit annoying. What if I... Oh, there we go. That looks better. That looks better. Yeah, so the right's not fully cut off on them. Yeah, because we changed the format of the... Yeah, so the logo is going to look a bit wonky up the top, but that's fine. So, we'll sort that by expected goal involvement. Actually conceded. So yeah, if we look at penalty box, like in terms of penalty area touches, and expected goal involvement, Grealish is 0.66. Which is quite high actually. In terms of expected goal involvement, Grealish is tied with Nunez. Difference is Nunez got a goal and an assist, whereas Grealish didn't. So make of that with what you will. But like Grealish had 6 penalty area touches, 1 shot inside the box, 2 chances created. So he was definitely involved. Like again, when you have the same amount of XGI as Nunez in the one game, your penalty area touches is, you know, quite high, especially for someone playing wide. I think Grealish potentially looks the best out of all the other City midfielders. Maybe Foden, but again, that's a bit of a weird one. What about Foden? Let me see. Let me add Foden. I will take off. Well, remember, Foden only played a set number of minutes. Let me just take off Saka and Martinelli. And I will add Foden, and I'll add... I'm actually going to add Gundogan, because he was interesting. Where's Mahrez? And I'll take off somebody else. We'll take off Perisic, and yeah, we'll leave Kulusevski on there, I guess. So penalty area touches. Foden actually had 5. He did play 87 minutes. What am I talking about? Yeah, Foden had 5 penalty area touches, 2 chances created, same number as Grealish, but no shots though. So that probably indicates to me that he was playing probably quite wide, and probably holding the width, which is, you know, it is what it is. Mahrez, again, the chance that he created was a very low chance, because it was only 0.02 that it registered. He had no penalty area touches, mind you, he only played 3 minutes, so what do you expect from him? Where's the... should be a comparison tool. Let's go to the comparison tool here, and compare Grealish. Yeah, Grealish and Foden. Compare. Let's see what it brings up. So this is the cool thing with heat maps here. Yeah, Grealish might be the play, because I think Grealish is like the thing that Pep wants. Mind you, the only problem with Pep is that he likes to keep footedness on the same sides of the pitch. So he likes to have a left foot on the left side and right foot on the right side. But yeah, if you just look like here, like Foden's much further back with his touches. Whereas Grealish is much further forward. He's kind of cutting in a little bit. If we compare Grealish to João Cancelo, we see that, like, if you look at this area, João Cancelo and Grealish are kind of occupying similar spots. Like, João Cancelo's touches are in here on Grealish's map, and Grealish's touches for João Cancelo are here. So that's where I think things can get a bit muddled. So maybe that's why Pep has changed his system slightly for João Cancelo to be much more of a central midfielder. So basically what I guess Pep wants Grealish to be more driving into the box in here. Because there was a formation that they were using. So they were basically doing a box. So it'd be the two fullbacks, the two center backs, and then it was Rodri in the middle. That's how they were keeping the structure. And then the front five. So that would have been Gundogan, De Bruyne, Hauland, Foden, and Grealish were all fanned out across in a W, or an M, whichever way you look at it. So you'd have Grealish mainly picking up the ball here. You had Gundogan here. De Bruyne, Gundogan was here. Haaland was here. De Bruyne was here, and then Foden was out here out wide. So if we change this João Cancelo to is Gundogan not on here? Where's Gundogan? Where's Gundogan? Does he have a weird U in his name or something? Yeah, he does. He has the two dots above his U. So yeah, again, Gundogan is another one that's picking up the ball in similar areas to what Grealish is, which is a problem. So now we have Gundogan, we have Grealish, and we have João Cancelo all in a very similar area. I think probably as it progresses, you'll probably see Gundogan more maybe in here, or Grealish more in here, and then Gundogan more out wide. There's a lot of guys over on that side, but City were left side dominant anyway. That could just be an overload thing. But for the likes of if Bernardo Silva becomes an option, we want to see Gundogan or Bernardo Silva, whoever's playing that role alongside Rodri, quote unquote, to be in more in here. If Grealish is gonna play out here. So if we change this to De Bruyne, but De Bruyne is probably gonna be somewhere in here, if I had to guess. And I was right. Yeah, De Bruyne is usually always in this area, picking up the ball. Because he likes that kind of whipped cross into the box. So basically Grealish needs to be further in more if he's going to do that. If he's going to create, or he needs to be more down the byline, one of the two, because it's a lot of crowded space on this side. Mind you, De Bruyne touches the ball all over the pitch. And De Bruyne can also pop up on this side too. You see a good bit of the area there too. if we just change this to Hauland, like we're seeing Hauland get into positions. He's getting touches kind of all over the pitch in random spots. But for the most part, we see the majority of his are within the width of the 18, which is good. That's what you want from Hauland. You want Hauland in the box. Getting touches, getting shots off, that sort of stuff. So yeah, just a little insight there. But Grealish is getting a lot of touches on the ball, which is a good thing for him. Yeah, see like 77 touches in the game. Whereas like if we compare that to, like if I had to compare that to De Bruyne, who's getting more touches, Grealish or De Bruyne? You would think it'd be De Bruyne, but I'm not sure. Let's find out. Where's touches? Yeah, see, De Bruyne is actually getting 4 less touches. Less touches in the opponent's half, too. So Grealish is getting more of the ball. Grealish is getting more of the ball. Only slightly, but he is. So, just something to kind of keep an eye on with Grealish. So yeah, just a little insight. That's what you can get in the Fantasy Football Scout members there. It's great. You can look at into all these sorts of things because I was like curious myself. But like if we look at just strictly like Kane versus Haaland versus Son. Well, Haaland, excuse me, is right here. 1.74 expected goal involvement. 5 shots in the box, 4 big chances. Absolutely ridiculous. Crazy stat. Let me go to the captaincy players table so we can break it down a little more. Son was the next closest with 0.68, which isn't actually that close. Son had 4 shots inside the box, 4 chances, but no big chances. Salah had one big chance. His chance created was a big chance, and they both went in. Like, it's not necessarily something that's going to happen every day. So, like, Salah's 0.5 expected goal involvement turned out to be 2.0 in returns. Kane had no big chances, so, I mean, what do you expect? He probably wasn't expected to score. He only had 1 shot inside the box, and he had 2 chances created. So, he wasn't actually that involved. It was more Son last game. Whereas if you look at Haaland, I mean, Haaland's involvement, he had 4 big chances, most on this table. Chances created, he didn't create any. So, it is what it is. That's the only stat where he's probably not going to be as good. Shots in the box, top with 5. Expected goal involvement, top. Goals, top. Assists, not so much. Didn't create a big chance. Expected goals, top. So, Haaland was definitely involved. The attack is geared towards him, whereas Kane can drop off the line and like cause teams problems that way, and then Son becomes more of the weapon. Just depends on what Conte wants to do versus certain teams. So, yeah, bit interesting. That could change with time. That can always change with time. System changes, personnel changes. Could change things. People could rotate out, rotate in. Which could alter how good players are. Could alter, how effective players are. It could be a team thing. Where some players will look much better with certain players on the pitch and some won't. So it just kind of all depends. So like Pep as an example, likes Grealish on that side. Makes sense. Where are the fixtures? There are the fixtures. So who plays first game? So we got Aston Villa versus Everton. So not many managers are gonna have put anyone in that game, but I guess worth a watch, kind of. And then we got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. How many players do I have going in that game? In these games? So I have triple Arsenal. I have 2 City, so that's 5. 1 Wolves, which makes 6. Yeah. Because my last 5 players play on 2 on Sunday and then 3 on Monday. It's probably going to be similar to a lot of people. But, yeah, obviously the game of the weekend is going to be how well City do versus Bournemouth. I think Arsenal-Leicester is going to be interesting as well. Could be a close battle, that. Brentford United, that could just ruin my weekend, to be honest. So, that's going to be fun. Chelsea Spurs, obviously the big game on Sunday, and then big Monday night fixture. Which, for some reason, they decided, yeah, let's just run it back with Liverpool and put United versus Liverpool on Monday, which makes no sense to me whatsoever, by the way. The biggest game in the football calendar, and you're going to put it on a Monday. Why? It doesn't make sense. Like, okay, yeah, you want to put City at the 12:30 game. You want to put Arsenal at the 1:30 game. Okay, fine. But couldn't Arsenal Bournemouth just be played at 11? And then you put Man United Liverpool as the Saturday afternoon game. Like, I went and checked like all the other games like that are like the bigger games before the World Cup. Like, if we go through all, if we look at any like clash from like the you know, the traditional 6, as it were. Nobody clashes from the traditional 6 this week, so they didn't put any games there. Nobody clashes from the traditional 6 here, so they didn't put any games there. And it's also midweek. Oh, look, United play Arsenal. It's on the Sunday, last game. Oh, look, last game of the day on the Saturday, City versus Spurs. Oh, look, Chelsea versus Liverpool, last game on the Sunday. Shock. Northumberland Derby at the first game of the day is an interesting one, but yeah, I guess that kind of fits the same bill. Manchester Derby in its own time slot. Doesn't matter what time, as long as it's in its own time slot. Hey, look, they did it with the Manchester Derby. Arsenal v Liverpool in its own time slot. Liverpool v Man City in its own time slot. United Spurs in its own time slot. City versus Arsenal in its own time slot. I know that's midweek, but it's still the same. Well, this weekend's wonky. So only one game each on Saturday, and then there's a boatload of games on Sunday. It's really weird. Chelsea versus Man United in its own time slot. Guess you can say City Leicester is its own time slot, but again, not traditional. Same with United versus West Ham. And then the times for these haven't been brought out yet. So again, really, really weird how they just like Liverpool United, yeah, let's put it on a Monday. Every other game we'll put it on its own time slot on the weekend, basically. Really weird how that one is the only one like that. So we're gonna have to watch that one from work, maybe. So let's see what teams' defenses weren't so great off the start. So this is a table that we created called the Whipping Boys table. You may have heard of it before. It's often used on the Scoutcast at times. Yeah, basically what it is, it's there to show what teams are basically not great defensively, as it were. And obviously West Ham are going to be up there because they conceded 2 goals to City, and City created a lot of chances and all that sort of stuff. Spurs were very good. I mean, probably a bit unfortunate to not keep a clean sheet. Look, same XG conceded as Man City. Man City didn't concede. So, is what it is. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you don't. I can't remember. Did you make a transfer this game? I did. Yeah. Erling Hauland. I didn't have him at the start. And I talked about that on the preview stream. As to why I started with Kane. Why the decision of starting with Kane wasn't a bad one. It's just a bit of variance, to be honest. And it's not something to beat yourself up over for and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I didn't have Haaland to start. I had Kane. So we did the swap before the price rises. And Haaland is going to be the captain because his stats, in comparison to Salah's, non-penalty XG, Haaland's better. Expected goal moment, Haaland's better. Penalty area touch of Salah only had 4. Which is unheard of for Salah, basically. And then Salah had 1 big chance, 1 chance created, and they both went in. So he was very fortunate. So if Darwin Nunez doesn't start, then obviously we won't know till Monday, but that potentially hinders Liverpool's attack. Maybe. We'll see. Just trying to see if there is any other FPL news. Nope, nothing. But yeah, like just Salah and Nunez, like if you add their stats together, they don't even, they barely touch Haaland's, in that first game. Obviously it's 1 game, but you would think that Salah and Nunez's opposition was way easier than Haaland's was in West Ham. But again, we'll see. Only time will tell. Salah, for the record, Salah is very good when he plays versus Crystal Palace. Typically. So I wouldn't be shocked at all to see Salah get on the score sheet. It's just every time, let me see if I can find a I'm gonna see if I can find the Man City versus Bournemouth like all-time like historics and what they've done most recently. So I'm gonna read off the last since 2015. Let's go with that, because those are the most relevant. Those are the ones in the Premier League era. So 2015, 5-1 City won. Yeah, City won 5-1. 2016, City won 4-0. 2017, City won 2-0. 2017, City won 2-1. 2017, City won 4-0. 2018, City won 3-1. 2019, City won 1-0. 2019, City won 3-1. 2-1 in 2020. That was the last time they played them. But City usually score a couple for the most part versus Bournemouth. There's been 2 goals in the game at a bare minimum in every game except for, at least in the Premier League era. Every time except once. So there's usually goals in the game. So we should have a good show. But yeah, the site I use to look up these historics is this one here, 11v11, and it shows you, like, if you type in the 2 teams, it'll show you like what their all-time record is against each other. So the first time that Man City played Bournemouth was in League Division 2, and Man City won 2-0. Pretty cool site. So you can get historics way back, which is pretty cool. Like you can get like the older games, and it'll check like Premier League and all like the English cups and stuff too, which is pretty nice. So like if we look at let me do, so if you just like Google Man United versus Liverpool, and then you just look for the 11, and then I put 11v11 club record. Man United have won 89 times versus Liverpool, drawn 68 and lost 80. And then the earliest match was a test match where they lost to Liverpool when they were called Newton Heath. So there's a little bit of history for you. But if we look at the most recent results for Man United, the last time Man United beat Liverpool in the Premier League was in 2018, when they played at Old Trafford in March, which is a bit worrying. So yeah, since that game in March, they lost 3-1 to Liverpool at Anfield. They drew 0-0 in 2019. I believe that was Jose Mourinho. And they drew 1-1 at Old Trafford again. Then they lost at Anfield 2-0. They drew at Anfield 0-0. And they had the 3-2 FA Cup game. They lost 4-2. They lost 5-0. And they lost 4-0. So they got spanked pretty good. Again, this is the 11v11 site that I was using. But yeah, captaincy wise, I think let's actually bring up a notepad here. Notepad. Where is the notepad? There we go. So captaincy, that's not how you spell captaincy. Captaincy, that's better. No, that's not. Captaincy. see. Spelling is hard first thing in the morning. Hauland's number 1. Salah's probably number 2. Probably say then De Bruyne is 3. I can't even spell De Bruyne. What is wrong with me? 4. Probably Cancelo. 5. What are the fixtures again? Yeah, probably Nunez maybe. Yeah, probably Nunez. I'll probably put Diaz probably in the same, like Nunez, Diaz, Trent, Robertson. Like I probably put them all in the same like boat. That's where I'd probably put them. 6 is probably like Jesus, Martinelli, Saka. They're all in the same boat. 7, I would put probably Son. 8, I'd probably put Kane. 9 would probably be like Bowen or like just West Ham. 10 would be like Neto or somebody like that. That's how I'd have it. Something like that at least. Probably makes the most sense. Let's see what Planet FPO has as their captaincy matrix. So he's got Erling Haaland first, Salah second, De Bruyne third, João Cancelo fourth. He has Bowen fifth. He has Jesus sixth, Gundogan seventh, Diaz eighth, Saka ninth, and Foden 10th. I forgot about excuse me, Foden. I guess Foden goes in with like Cancelo maybe. But I mean, you're gonna captain one of these 3, aren't you? Realistically. Realistically, that's what you're gonna do. Antonio looks done. He looks like his career is over. He looks so burnt out. I think he picked up a knock in that game, so that may have not helped, but I do think you'll see less and less game time, and then Scamacca will be the main guy, I think. Which will benefit our FPL teams. But like Scamacca had that one chance, which was quite close. Let me actually take a picture of my FPL team while I'm thinking of it, because I forgot to put the timer for the deadline stream. So I'll have to look into that. I was supposed to do, but I just didn't have time to do it. Because that would add a cool little element to the stream. I'm trying to think where I'd put it though. If I could actually take a picture of my team properly, that'd be great. There we go. So we can post that on Twitter. But yeah, where would I put the timer? Would I put it like just below the logo? Maybe. Or maybe I put it... Maybe I move the league code somewhere. I could put it just maybe, yeah, if it's small enough I could probably, but the thing is, how would it be affected, like if I went here? Yeah, like if I if I swapped over to this, the timer would be like kind of blocked out there. So maybe what I might do is, so you see where the social logo is up the top. So that one there, the one that I'm making disappear. That one I could probably move, put the deadline time there, and then take that and move it down below where I am, so it'd be like here, and then you just move my camera slightly up. Maybe that blocks like my left shoulder here will be blocking Ward a little bit, but maybe I can like shrink my camera slightly and move me up a bit. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll have to work it out, find a way. That'll probably be what I do. Won't be able to do it this weekend. I'll have to do it like one day when I come home. Did I write it down? Maybe I'll do it on Sunday evening. Yeah, maybe I'll do it Sunday evening. I'll just write it down. Where's my list of things to do? Here we go. Oh, I did write it down. I did write it down. I just had it on the wrong page, so I didn't see it. But it's fine. Less than 8 minutes left to the FPL deadline, so yeah. We want to give the best visuals that we can for our deadline streams. Right. So, Salah's playing Crystal Palace, who are middle of the table for the one game that they played. XG conceded of exactly 1, so you could say Palace are probably hard done by the 2 goals that they conceded. Bournemouth kept a clean sheet, but I mean, like, Aston Villa were so poor, just they only had 4 attempts in the box, which is not great. FPL will get more fun when you have to make tough choices. Yeah, that's why I'm like interested in like next week. Like next week, we're probably going to do the captaincy video. That's going to be fun. Because that actually throws up like a debate for like who to captain. Because not everyone's going to have a Spurs player. Do you captain Hauland away, versus a relatively solid Newcastle team, especially when Newcastle are at home? Do you captain Arsenal? Do you captain Salah versus United? Like, there's many different places to go, and not all of them might pan out. This week we don't really care. Yeah, I mean, you pick Haaland or Salah, and one of them's probably gonna do well. Like, and that's kind of how it is. Haaland, if I had to guess, will probably be the most percentage captained. Salah being second. Salah will almost certainly be over 100%. If I had to guess. But maybe that's wishful thinking that he won't be. 62.9%. Like, how many people, like, everyone's probably seen, oh, Salah, goal assist. Maybe the limelight will get taken off him. Maybe he'll be under 100%. Who knows? I expect him to be over 100, though. I expect Hauland, who's close to 60%, he's going to be probably in the 160, 170% mark. Yeah, both will be over 100, but I think Haaland will be much higher. Haaland will be like 160, 170. Salah will probably be like maybe like 110, 120 maybe. Um, Jesus might get a couple captainers. Cancelo might get a couple captainers. Trent might. Robertson might. Nunez might. We could see a lot of triple captains this week on Hauland. Yeah, that probably would make sense. Excuse me. There was probably a few triple captains on Salah on opening day too, and they would have done well. Goal and assist, can't complain about that. For a triple captain, get the points out of the way nice and early. Obviously, you want to save it for a double game week because it just makes more sense to do so. But there might not be a good double game week. Double game weeks don't necessarily mean more points. So, yeah. Triple captain's not that bad, yeah. Yeah, triple captain, even bench boost on the opening day too. It's probably fine. Like I can half considered like a little bench boost team off the start, and then wildcard in game week 2, but just the like the way to make it just like didn't really pan out. So like if I wanted to make a bench boost team, it would be like I would have definitely had to pick like Ward. I would have to go like a cheap goalkeeper. Or maybe I would have been able to get Ramsdale. I would have to go like double Liverpool defense if I could. I definitely couldn't have Salah. I would have had to go like Diaz, which wouldn't have worked out probably. De Silva I could have upgraded to maybe like Saka. Andreas Pereira we wouldn't have wanted to have. Rashford probably would have been quite popular. I need to upgrade my forward somehow. Who would I have gone for, though, is the question. We're probably going for like a 7 million forward, so I'd have to downgrade somebody somewhere. And like you can already see that's kind of tight. Yeah, maybe Sanchez and Ward, yeah. But yeah, the bench boost team was a bit like I looked at him was like, I don't know. There was too many players where it was like, I'm not sure about this. So yeah. We have just over a minute left until the FPL deadline. Let me refresh my team to make sure. Also, I noticed that the website's much smoother now. It doesn't like glitch like on the substitutions anymore, which is great. Where like the text is all like blocky and like smeared and stuff. Let me do that. So we got Ramsdale in goal, Trent, Robertson, James, Perisic, Cancelo, Salah, Martinelli, Neto, Jesus, and Hauland. I'm gonna keep Perisic in there because I think there could be a reason to bring him in just because of his experience. That's my only take. But we have Andres Pereira first sub. Likelihood is Perisic will come on anyway. Yeah. I have faith in Perisic, so we'll keep that. He's probably our only risk this week. So, yeah. And then obviously Haaland's the captain. Salah vice captain. We're looking good. So yeah, 15 seconds left. Make sure your teams are all locked in. We'll count it down. We got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that should be the FPL deadline. And they're bang on today. They are bang on today. So yeah, got some things you can check out for before the site comes back up. But yeah, all that good stuff. Let's talk about Fantasy Football Scout one more time before we sign off here. So yeah, thanks to Fantasy Football Scout today as well for continuing to be our partner. We are an affiliate of Fantasy Football Scout. And you saw some of the stuff in the members area today. Some heat maps, some tables, a little bit of everything, which is great to see. Great to see. And like Zodiac says, good luck this game week. May the arrows be green. Yes, because now we can start getting red arrows and green arrows. Whereas last week, everyone technically got a green arrow. Or a red arrow, however which way you want to look at it. Unless you were the number 1 player. But, yeah. So, yeah, Fantasy Football Scout's fantastic. You saw some of the useful stuff in the members area. Then there's much more. That was only the surface of it. Make sure you go check them out. Links in the About section. Or if you're watching this VOD later over on YouTube, make sure to check it down in the description below. It's also on my bio as well over on Twitter. So make sure to check it out. Now, let's move over to the big screen. So yeah, thank you for joining us for the deadline stream. We will be back for our preview stream on Monday. That'll be not too far after the Liverpool versus Crystal Palace game. It'll probably be an hour and a half, 2 hours after that. Finishes, I believe. Because that game will be what? 8 p.m. UK time. So yeah, the stream will probably be like hour and a half after it as well. So yeah, make sure to check that out. When this video goes up on YouTube, you'll see the pinned comment, which will give the exact date and time for that as well. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Like, favorite, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Zodiac says, good luck with United. I'm going to need it. I know. I'm not confident about this game either, but it all depends on selection. I think some players need to be dropped and that sort of stuff. But that's for another rant for another day. But yeah, until the next one, take care.